What's up, guys? We're coming at you live with another video this week, but this week's topic is going to be over the metabolism and what happens when you don't eat enough food. So, the first place everyone goes when they want to lose weight is they do two things. For one, they start eating less. For two, they start doing a ton of cardio. Now, these two things combined, eating less food and doing less cardio, or doing more cardio, is a perfect storm for weight gain and a massive rebound. And I see this happening all the time, and it drives me nuts. I just want to tell people that if you drop your calories and you do more cardio, or you just drop your calories and you try to weight train, for one, you're not going to build muscle. Let's just face it. Eating less food and trying to work out more, trying to do more resistance training is also the perfect recipe to become catabolic. Food and calories plus heavy, intense weight training equals more muscle. That's been a equation that's been around for as long as us as humans knew that if we eat food and we exercise, we change our bodies in a positive sense. But for some reason, that a lot of people believe they want to lose weight, they start eating like 1 to 2 meals a day, and they start weight training, or they start doing more cardio and they don't weight train. Typically, what I see with a lot of males is they'll eat less food and then they go hit the gym. And what's happening is you are eating less food, so you are in a caloric deficit, but you're also tearing down the muscle. And now, when you tear down the muscle, you have to have the proper amount of protein, carbs, and fats to repair that muscle so that you can actually see gains, so you can see strength increases. Now, if you're not feeding the muscles adequately, you're not going to see strength increases. As a matter of fact, you're going to... that was just whiskey. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Say hello. He's back here making a mess in my packing material, as you can see. We'll get to that in a minute. But if you weight train and you break down the muscle, but you don't eat adequately to rebuild that muscle, you're going to atrophy. You're going to basically break the muscle down and not be able to gain, build the muscle back. Imagine digging a ditch, okay? So you dig a ditch, and then you have all that dirt that you need to refill the ditch so that you can at least break even. When you weight train, what you want to do is, when you weight train, you dig that ditch, you break the muscle down, but the goal is to recover, not only to break even, but to surpass that, so that now, in the scenario we just talked about, you dig the ditch, but now you actually fill the hole back up and add more on top of that, which in a sense would be you break the muscle down, you build the muscle back up to where it was before, and then some, so that you're always making progress forward. Now, what I see with a lot of women is they will cut calories back, okay, and then they're going to add in a lot of cardio, and they may never touch a dumbbell in their life. They may just add in an hour of cardio a day, steady state cardio. I'm going to walk around the neighborhood for an hour. I'm going to go to the Zumba class at the gym. I'm going to go get on the treadmill and watch Netflix for an hour, hour and a half. I've seen females doing 2.5 hours of cardio a day. Not a single weight is involved, and they're eating like one salad a day. What happens is, yeah, they may lose 100, 200 pounds if they need to. They may lose 30, 40 pounds, whatever their goals are. But what happens is the metabolism will downregulate to adapt to the new normal that they have caused for themselves. Then when they bounce back and they start eating normal again, what really is normal to us as humans, they gain a bunch of weight. So think of it like this. The key word there was adapt. Now, the body is always trying to adapt to what we're doing, to our environment around us. That's called homeostasis. Homeostasis is the body adapting to the surrounding environment. So if you're stranded on an island, it's a survival response. If you're stranded on a desert island, okay, you have barely any food, you have barely any water, but you have enough to at least survive on. What happens is if you go from eating, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you're eating out with your friends, and you're drinking water all you want, and then you go on this trip and you get stranded on this desert island. Now you're constricted to only so much food a day, so much water a day, probably so much sleep, and the body either has to adapt or die. And our bodies are very, very good at being a step ahead of us and trying to survive. Naturally, our bodies are going to do everything possible to survive. So you have that going for you if you're stranded on an island. But what's going to happen is the body is going to basically turn the metabolism down. It's going to turn down the rate at which you burn calories so that it can adapt to the new normal, which is very little food, very little water, very little sleep. Now, once the body adapts to that, that becomes the body's new normal, the new constant. And it has sustained homeostasis. Now, if somebody came and rescued you off that desert island, let's say that you lost 50 pounds while you were on there. You get off to the island, you've got hair going like crazy, you're really, really skinny, you don't have any muscle, you don't have any fat, you're just very, very skinny, you're malnourished, right? Somebody comes and rescues you and they take you back to your hometown and you eat all the food you've been missing. You eat, you drink, whatever you want to do for the next few months, right? For one, that's probably the good thing to do because you've been malnourished. But what's going to happen is you're going to gain a lot of fat very, very quickly. It's going to stick to you like glue. And applying that more into like a real world scenario, I see it all the time with people that want to lose weight. They constrict themselves to a very low caloric diet. Maybe it's 1 to 2 meals a day. Maybe it's intermittent fasting. And then they weight train and do cardio. They lose the weight, but then they realize sooner or later that they cannot sustain that way of living. You cannot, like, if I'm eating 2,000 calories a day and I start eating 500 calories a day and I lose 50, 60 pounds, my body's going to adapt to the 500 calories a day. I can't eat 500 calories a day for the rest of my life. For one, you're probably not gonna live much, of an extended life by barely eating. And two, it's what kind of life is that? You can't eat any food. That's no way to live. So what happens is those people realize sooner or later they get sick of the diet. They start eating like normal again, and their weight just shoots sky high because the metabolism is down here. It's where it's adapted to the new normal. Now you start feeding all these calories on top of it. Well, it's going to take a while for the metabolism to climb, and in the meantime, you're gaining body fat. And I've seen some crazy rebounds. I've seen people, lose 100 pounds. They'll gain 150 pounds back. And they're not my clients that do it, but you always hear people say, I lost 100 pounds 2 times. I lost 100 pounds 3 times. That's what's called yo-yo dieting. They lost the weight, then they gained it right back, and they gained it back, way more than what they lost. Then they lose the weight again, and they gain it back again. And it's a vicious cycle, and if you don't stop treating your body like that, stop dieting in a massive deficit, start actually fixing the root of the problem, which is your metabolism, you're going to yo-yo diet. You're going to struggle with your weight. You're going to struggle with your hormones. You're going to struggle with your metabolism your entire life. And that is what I do with my clients is we fix that. We don't put a Band-Aid over it like you see some of these supplement companies put out a fat burner, or you have Dr. Oz who's promoting Garcinia Cambogia, which is the product doesn't work. Don't listen to any of those gurus out there. Look at the science. Talk to a good diet coach like myself that will actually, instead of putting a Band-Aid over the problem, we're actually going to go to the root of the problem, fix it, and now you can actually eat more food, lose weight, and you're going to sustain that for the rest of your life. I've seen people lose so much weight, and that's a good first move towards being healthy, but then they gain it all back because they don't know how to, number one, reverse out of a diet. Number two, they shouldn't be doing that severe of a diet in the first place. You have to be patient with things like this. So now you're probably wondering, okay, how do I get my metabolism elevated while trying to lose weight? I have to eat in a caloric deficit, don't I? And yes, you do. So here's what I would recommend. Of course, this isn't a cookie cutter program. If you want to get something specifically for you to see real results, you're going to need to contact me in the link below, and we'll talk one-on-one, and we'll get you results. We're going to get your metabolism fixed. If you're someone struggling with this is your opportunity to get with me and get yourself set on the right track to seeing the success on the scale in the mirror that you want. But the first step is to start weight training. So before we pull any food out, the first step is to go lift weights. Male or female, young or old, it does not matter. You need to lift weights. If you're a female, you're not going to gain muscle and be the next Mr. Olympia. I wish it was that easy. There would be every guy that goes to the gym would be walking around at 250, 300 pounds with a six-pack. But it's not that simple. I've been weight training for nearly 10 years, and I'm only 190 pounds. It's taken me 10 years to gain 70 pounds on my frame. So it's a long time, and that's a lot of food, and that's a lot of hours in the gym that I've spent. So if you're a female out there, don't worry about getting bulky. You're not going to build arms like Arnold Schwarzenegger overnight. So go in the gym, start weight training. Don't do CrossFit. Don't do any of these other, don't do Zumba. Don't do Fit Body, Beach Body, whatever those things are. Go to old school weight training. Isolate the muscles. You ever wonder why you have CrossFit? They look a certain way, and then competitors like bodybuilders and bikini girls look another way. And it's always funny to me how you have all these people over here saying they wish they looked like these people over here. It's because the CrossFitters, the mud runners, the strongmen, the power lifters, the general person who's not isolating each muscle cannot build and sculpt their body like the competitors over here. No, not everybody wants to be a competitor. But if you want to look the best, and have the best well-rounded sculpted body, whether that's just for the beach or maybe you want to be on the cover of a magazine, whatever it is, you have to isolate the muscle. So that's step number one. Get in the gym, isolate the biceps, isolate the triceps, isolate the quads, the hams, the glutes, the calves, the back, the shoulders, the traps, the abs, everything. Train every single muscle in the body. Male or female, you're going to start seeing results very, very quickly. That's why the most elite athletes in the world use explosive isolation movements. That's from NFL to MLB to Mr. Olympia. Now, number two, don't drop your food. That sounds crazy, but don't drop your food. Start training, train heavy with proper form, and train intense. Intensity is key, and don't drop your food. This way, your food stays the same, okay? Your workouts are now brought up to here, okay? Now your body's going to realize, okay, now I'm working out really hard. I need to use this food to fuel this workout, okay? So instead of eating less and working out more, again, that's going to make you gain weight in the future. Eat the same, increase the intensity of your workouts. Now your body's going to start utilizing more of the food you're eating, given it's quality food, causing a positive nutrient partitioning effect on the body, and it's going to apply it to the recovery of the workouts. Now you're going to start seeing maximum results. The muscles are going to start filling out. The skin's going to get tighter. You're going to probably notice the scale is going to drop because you're actually burning calories up instead of just letting them sit there and sit in your stomach and go to body fat and go to adipose tissue. It's actually going to be utilized and burned off as calories, as fuel for the workouts and recovery and muscle growth, toning. You're going to start burning body fat. Weight training fixes 9 out of the 10 of the problems. Okay. Now, once you get to the point where you're starting to lose weight just off the workout alone, and you're starting to see changes in the mirror, now what we can do is, if your weight's dropping without you changing your food, but with only working out more, if your weight's dropping, here's where people go the wrong way. Typically, people drop food out to see more weight loss. Well, what happens is like we talked about, the metabolism downregulates. So what I do is actually increase the client's food. And what we do is we start a stair-step effect. So you're here, and you're in your workouts here. We increase the intensity of the workout. Over time, your weight loss happens. Your body adapts the food to the new workout plan. You're losing weight this whole time. Now we increase the food. We step up the workouts a little bit more. Weight loss happens. We continue the process. We increase food. We increase the workout intensity a little bit more. You lose more weight. We increase the food. We increase the workouts. We increase the food, and so on and so forth. Before you know it, you're eating thousands of calories a day. You've lost 60 pounds. You're stronger, more muscular. You have a better shaped physique. You're walking around, looking like a boss everywhere you go because, you have a good sculpted physique, male or female. You have more muscle tone. Your skin's tight around your body. It's showing off, your glutes, your hamstrings, your chest, your arms, everything's being amplified. So now all the hard work you're doing, all the food you're eating is just feeding off of each other, and you're eating more food, you're losing weight, you're gaining muscle, and guess what? To eat more food to lose weight at the same time, it's so counterintuitive. People don't believe that you can do that. I do that with nearly every client who comes to me wanting to lose weight. And if you don't believe me, go check out. It's in my here on my YouTube channel. Go check out the testimony with Jennifer Watts, who actually had a thyroid tumor, okay, and had hypothyroid, and she was eating more food than she's ever ate in her life, and actually ended up losing between 30 and 40 pounds. So not only did she lose weight, eat more food, but she also had a hormonal issue, and we overcame that by simply dieting and exercising and adjusting them at the right pace. So that is why it's very, very, very important to make sure that you eat plenty of food, train hard, do not, and I repeat, do not cut your calories back. It is the worst thing you can do. You're gonna see weight loss, yes, but you're gonna gain it all back, and it happens every single time. And and you know what, if you don't necessarily gain the weight back super fast, what happens is typically they end up having metabolic damage and metabolic issues. And once you have a hormonal issues or metabolic damage, it's a long, long road to recovery and getting things back on track. I've worked with clients for years trying to get their metabolism back on track because of these fad diets, because of bad personal trainers and bad coaches that they've had in the past who have completely wrecked their metabolism. It takes years to get that back, and that's a long road to recovery you don't want to go down. So just take my advice. If you're somebody trying to lose weight, start with a more intense workout program. You can contact me. I'll be happy to help send you one, and we will increase your food little by little as the body adapts to the new workout and the higher amount of food. And pretty soon you'll be losing weight effortlessly. You'll be training hard. You'll be eating more food. You'll be losing weight. Life is good. That is a situation most people can't wrap their head around. It's eating more food and losing weight. It happens, and I do this with a lot of people year round. So with that being said, you can contact me through the email below. My website is in the link below. You can check out my social media. My IG is below in the link as well. And if you have any questions, contact me. Other than that, that's a wrap for this week. Hope this helped you guys. And let's have a great week. Keep accomplishing your goals.